with that, we're ready for our next speaker. Ryan Donovan is the Chief Technology Officer at Hootsuite, where he leads the product management, user experience, user education, software development, i.e. engineering, product operations, program management, data science, analysis, and IT teams. He has also led the customer support team and modernized the technology stack. Ryan is a seasoned product and engineering executive with 20 plus years track record of consistently incubating and or growing successful software businesses with a strong focus in the B2B and marketing technology space. So I think a lot of you are using the products. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Hootsuite. But in any case, he has been so long in the tech space that he has a lot of lessons to share. So I hope you're all going to enjoy that as much as I will. And he's going to share his journey at Hootsuite about building the social management and messaging platform of the future while scaling product and engineering teams. Please all give a very warm welcome to Ryan Donovan.
Thank you, Philip, so much. It's such a pleasure to be here today. I only wish I could be here in person. So we're going to start out with, I think, a really bold statement about where we see social media going. And we really see this as personalized conversations at massive scale. We're Hootsuite. We've been in business for 13 years this November. We have offices in 13 countries around the world, including in Romania, which coincidentally was the very last business trip I took pre-COVID, since our development teams in Romania is actually our second largest outside of Canada. But over the last 12 months, we really see that personalized conversations powered by conversational AI and social customer care as being the future, and we hope you do too. So I think over the last couple of years, one-on-one messaging has really emerged as being the prevalent factor of engagement on social media. It's absolutely thriving. We saw it just take off like a rocket ship when COVID happened. And whenever you see things that are growing at 40 to 60% year on year, you realize it's not a trend. It's not a fad. This is a trend. And so let's talk a little bit about what we call messaging. It's nothing new. Mark Zuckerberg said this is the future of social a couple of years ago at F8, and our trends certainly reflect that. In our Digital 2021 report, WhatsApp is now the third most popular social platform with over 2 billion active users. Only Facebook and YouTube see higher utilization. There we go. Sorry, a little clicker pause here. There we go. So at the core of messaging is really about people being able to connect and have meaningful conversations. The Canadian communications theorist Marshall McLuhan said, the medium is the message. So although this has been taught in universities for decades, it's never been more true than it is now. If you're, and what's happening is that, people are now going to digital. Most of my brand customer interactions are very much over messaging platforms and chatbots, as opposed to, picking up the phone or calling somebody. And at the core of messaging is, here we go. And so social media messaging is really to millennials and Gen Z what the telephone was to boomers, Gen X, and even to a certain extent, millennials. This is where conversations are happening between individuals and also with businesses. And conversations in social media today can now span the entire customer journey. It can be about finding out about something from one of your friends. It can be chatting with the brand to ask some questions, maybe even buying something. And then when you need help at the end of the day, being able to go back and actually get that help. And so one of social media's most potent attributes has always been that it gives you the ability to listen and engage, to have two-way conversations, and to develop relationships. And we've all seen how important relationships with customers can be, especially when you have a pandemic like COVID-19. So how are successful relationships created on social? Whoops, I went one too far. They're not created out of thin air. First, you need attention and engagement. This is the fuel of any marketing funnel. Then you need to have two-way personalized conversations. This is how you move from a top of an engagement to really advancing, deepening, and multiplying relationships. Conversations are how you provide that emotional and not just functional fulfillment. And more than ever, those conversations are going to be happening on social media. Forrester research has shown that when a company makes a customer feel appreciated, particularly when you have a great one-on-one interaction, they're way more likely to recommend a brand, spend more, and then stay with the brand. And so what we've seen is that this is where messaging is really coming into play over the next couple of years. The desire to connect has been revealed in our report, but just to give you an idea of the scale of this, 91% of internet users aged 16 to 64 are now using some flavor of chat apps. It's even surpassed the core social media platform use. Facebook called this correctly a couple of years ago at the F8 developer conference. So as a result, we as an organization are in transition to focus on automation, as are many other companies around the globe. So let's talk about the story for how we went from our roots in social media scheduling to actually building a conversational AI technology stack. So according to McKinsey, the four most important practices that are strongly connected with success for automation companies are, first and foremost, there we go. Get the right slide here. First and foremost, you have to understand the opportunity and move early. This means you've got to take advantage of AI, identify the right use cases, and lay out the capability and governance framework. The second thing is balancing quick wins with long-term vision. This basically comes down to identifying what activities can be automated, what's got the highest potential, and then radiate out there. I'd say this is where we're at in our journey currently. Then you have to actually redefine processes and manage the organizational change. Since 60% of all jobs have at least 30% technically automated activities, you've really got to be thoughtful about this and take an end-to-end process view to make sure that you're not only capturing the value, but doing right by your employees and also doing right by your customers. For us, this has been really how do we scale our product and engineering teams, both organically and non-organically, over the last 12 months. And lastly, it's really about integrating the technology into the core business functions. AI and other advanced techs, they can create incredible impact and lasting value, and support the future, bring you the data to have better decisions. And this is why we've been investing. So let's talk a little bit about how we got there from here. So we started out with social media scheduling. We've added other advanced capabilities such as analytics, which actually came from a previous acquisition in Romania a couple of years ago. And now we have over 250 different technologies in our technology stack. But we saw where the future was going. The next area we wanted to expand into was social care. And so after we put together a product strategy around this in 2019, around how do we continue to own the marketing use case, we said, all right, let's think about this. We did the whole build by partner analysis and determined that if we actually found the right asset in market, we could bring a solution to market in 12 to 18 months as opposed to 24 to 36 months and beyond. And so that's what really drove the acquisition of Spark Central and has seen us expand our development teams into the Belgian market. We immediately integrated them into our engineering team and have got them really building the inbox of the future. But we also weren't done. We saw that social commerce was going to become a thing. And we also, as a result of the Spark Central acquisition, thought that we were going to need a chatbot. And so that's really where we met up with the great folks at Heyday.ai. They've built an incredible chatbot focused on social commerce, but it has a very easily trainable AI model. And so, we really like this because, one, it fulfilled the chatbot need that our social care customers were going to have, but it also got us into the social commerce space. We really wanted to not get into any dodgy use cases like scraping other people's data, but we also, first and foremost, did not want to compete with the social networks themselves or the commerce platform businesses, because let's be honest, who wants to be competing with the likes of Facebook and Shopify? This acquisition really connected the dots quite nicely. So where we're at is, so now let's ask the question is, what are the advantages of conversational AI, inside of your technology stack? Well, let's go ahead and look at kind of the first piece of this, which is, you can, one, improve your user experience. Because without having conversational AI, you'd have to staff a human being for every single customer interaction. And so this is where AI can easily take care of the easy stuff. That actually translates into providing a higher quality service at a lower cost, because if AI is handling the easy stuff, you can have your human beings focused on the absolute highest value customer interactions and really, deliver that truly magical experience to your customers. And it also gives the ability to stand out from your competition. What's really scary to me today is like less than 30% of companies actually offer self-service, live chat, or social messaging, despite the fact this is where everybody's going. I know when I have a chat experience, I'm much happier than when I don't, such as a recent, I'll say, negative interaction with my own cell phone provider where I had to wait on hold for 2 hours. So let's kind of wrap this up. In the wise words of Tom Kaiser, our CIO, social is really a public forum. It's a town square where customers are connecting with brands to comment on the quality of their customer service. As the network platforms begin focusing more on personalized content, one-on-one messaging and care, customers' habits, needs, and demands are going to evolve. In the future, companies are going to have the opportunity to really provide an authentic voice and build an amazing foundation for customer interaction. We're building the future of this today, and we're really excited about it. And if you're interested in contributing, definitely come join us, because we will hire anywhere in Romania. You don't have to just be in Bucharest. So to show you the technology side of this is our platform today. We've got the Hootsuite product. We've got really focused on building your audience and engaging them. We've got Heyday to really handle the conversational AI, and Spark Central for the social care. But that's not really where this isn't the state that we want it to be. What we really want to do is build this into a single integrated platform with a cohesive user experience that can really help you build customers for life, turn them into advocates, and then get even more business that way. The way we think about this is, social is the golden thread of a customer journey, because it's the only digital medium out there that can touch every phase of the customer journey. Nothing else, not web, not email, not anything else can actually do it. And to just give you an idea of what's under the hood, this is the beauty of SaaS, is that we can deliver a seamless experience using the best fit for purpose, most new technologies out there. I'm not going to go through this entire list, but you get a good idea of just what goes on in the engine room, so to speak, to deliver these experiences to our customers, even with some of the very latest stuff, such as serverless Lambdas from Amazon Web Services. And with this, I think it's time for Q&A. So I will go meet you up with Philip shortly.